Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw, and we have a great card for you here tonight as we come live from Columbus, Ohio. And we have a massive match to kick off Raw here for you here tonight, as Sami Zayn makes his way to the ring. Of course, Sami was not victorious at Backlash in the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royale. He's going to look to pick up some momentum here tonight. As Sami makes his way into the ring. The Raw fans here in Columbus on their feet, singing along to Sami's entrance music. Because Sami Zayn is one of the top competitors here in Raw. He is a fan favourite. But he has a tough task ahead of him tonight as he faces off against another one of Raw's top stars in the Cruiserweight Champion, Cedric Alexander. Of course, Sami Zayn and Cedric. This isn't a Cruiserweight title match. It's just a special showcase match of the talent here on Raw. As Cedric makes his way to the ring. Of course, Cedric was involved in that chaotic start to Raw last week with the Undisputed Era. And we will get that tag team match between Cedric and Ray versus Adam Cole. And Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. First, Roderick Strong defeated by Cedric at Backlash. So we will get that tag team match next week. But before that, tune-up match in Sami Zayn. As later on tonight, building on that chaotic start from Raw last week, our main event will be the Undisputed Era teaming up to take on the team of Mustache Mountain, making their debut on Raw. And Pete Dunne, of course, the man they attacked backstage before, to send a message to the number one contender. As we get underway, Sami sent off the rope. Of course, Sami Zayn not a cruiserweight, so it really does not matter if he is able to pick up a win over the Cruiserweight Champion, because he is not eligible for a shot at the Cruiserweight title. As I said, this is just a special showcase match to showcase both men's talents. Both men agreed to this matchup. Both men wanted this matchup. They wanted the opportunity to face each other. Both fan favourites. As Sami looks for the elbow, Cedric reverses with the chop. Cedric sends Sami into the corner, turning Sami Zayn around. Got slammed by Cedric. And now the Cruiserweight Champion looks to fly as he hits the split-legged moonsault. Does Cedric Alexander. Sami Zayn in a bit of trouble, gets caught with the uppercut. And a big Insiguri knocks Sami down. As we take a look at Cedric Alexander, giving the universe what they want. Now Cedric sends Sami to the outside. What has the Cruiserweight Champion got planned? Alexander off the ropes and through the ropes with the dropkick, knocks Sami Zayn down. And a big neck breaker by Cedric to Sami Zayn. Referee up to a count of 3, and now Sami sends Cedric into the ring apron. Of course, the hardest part of the ring. And a big suplex on the outside by Sami. Referee up to a count of 5. As Cedric sends Sami crashing into the barrier here at ringside. Sami able to reverse with the kick. Referee up to a count of 7. Both men need to make it back in before the count of 10. Cedric just Irish whipping Sami. And now Cedric in at the count of 8. And he breaks the count. And now Sami in trouble here as Cedric working over him on the outside. Goes for the chop, but is reversed. And just sends him spine first into the apron. Does Sami Zayn. Now Sami enters the ring. Cedric following him back in. But gets caught. Does Sami with a big belly back, or the big German suplex by Cedric Alexander. And the spin kick by Cedric, the TNA kick. Kick to the midsection now by Cedric. And he hits the Michinoku driver, does Cedric Alexander. Sami in trouble. Cedric in trouble now as Sami is able to turn the tide with the arm drag. And a big forearm by Cedric Alexander. Snapmare by Cedric. And a big drop kick to the back of Sami Zayn. What is Cedric setting up for here? He's out on the apron calling Sami back to his feet. As Cedric looks to springboard in. Misses with the clothesline. Sami Zayn able to avoid that springboard clothesline by Cedric Alexander. But Cedric able to gain control again with that takedown. And now picking him up and just driving him back down with that reverse suplex type maneuver. Cedric sends Sami to the apron. And now just knocking Sami down to the outside, down to the floor. But Sami catches Cedric with the kick. And sends Cedric back in. Now does Sami Zayn. Goes for the punt to the midsection. But Cedric able to avoid it. Hits the clothesline. Springs up and now out to the outside. Calling Sami Zayn to his feet is Cedric Alexander. What has Cedric got planned? The springboard. Clothesline misses this time. I think Sami Zayn may have been a bit too close where he's able to just duck under it. Goes for that spinning kick. Does Cedric. Barely doesn't get all of it. But now Sami sends Cedric into the corner. And the exploder into the corner by Sami Zayn. Cedric Alexander in trouble here. Sami drags Cedric back to the centre of the ring. Rolls him over and goes for the cover. Referee down for the count. 1, 2. Cedric Alexander gets the shoulder up at a count of 2. Sami Zayn cannot believe it. He thought that was enough to put away Cedric. But he has him caught. The STO into the Koji clutch. The Koji clutch locked in the centre of the ring. Will Cedric Alexander be forced to tap out here? Sami Zayn has it locked in. And now he lets go. Realising that he wasn't going to be able to put Cedric away. Sami decides to let go and goes for that fisherman driver. The fisherman driver by Sami Zayn. Now Sami sends Cedric out to the apron. Sami knocks Cedric down to the floor. Sami follows him out, of course. And a big snap suplex by Sami Zayn out on the floor. And now sent crashing into the steps is Sami Zayn. And again just sent crashing into the steps was Sami Zayn. Cedric in control now. Referee up to a count of 5 and you see Cedric taking his time. Up to a count of 7. Sami now picked up by Cedric and Cedric drops him with another neck breaker. Headlock on the outside. Referee up to a count of 8. 9. Sami gets back in. And Sami breaks the count just in time. Cedric Alexander could have been counted out there, but Sami Zayn did not win to win that way. He broke the count and slid back out, but that may have cost him because Cedric hits that backdrop. And he has him set up where he wants him. Brain Buster by Cedric Alexander. Sami Zayn in trouble. Cedric drags him center of the ring. 1, 2. And Sami Zayn just gets the shoulder up at 2. Cedric cannot believe it. He thought that was enough. to put away Sami Zayn. Well, he's not finished yet. He's stalking Zayn. But Zayn able to come around the back and reverse. And Sami now sends Cedric to the outside. And comes out after Cedric. And a tilt-a-whirl into a roll-up. Sami has Cedric on the outside. Cedric able to fight back with that shot to the midsection. And sends Sami Zayn crashing into the steps. And Cedric in to break up the count. Or is he going to accept the count out victory? No, he's back out to break it up. And a big code red by Sami Zayn on the outside. And now it's Sami sending Cedric into the steps. And I just noticed Corey Graves, Michael Cole and Byron Saxton are sitting in the crowd. I've never noticed that before. This game is great, isn't it? And Sami works over Cedric. Sami now has Cedric, sends him into the corner, and a Helluva kick! Helluva kick! But Cedric is back up and hits the lumbar check. Cedric Alexander showing that fighting spirit. Just gets straight up from the Helluva kick, hits the lumbar check, and Cedric Alexander is your winner in this opening contest against Sami Zayn. As we see your winner, Cedric Alexander. And Sami Zayn showing respect to Cedric. Both men showing what Raw is all about in this showcase match. The Cruiserweight Champion victorious over Sami Zayn. And Sami showing great sportsmanship, shaking Cedric's hand. And now we continue on Raw with tag team action. As the Major Bros, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, looking to scratch that itch, get in the ring tonight and pick up a win.
Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
And it'll be a big opportunity here for Hawkins and Ryder to pick up a win, as tonight they go 1-on-1, or 2-on-2. Oh, sorry, it's a tag team match. They go to battle with your new Raw Tag Team Champions, the OCs, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. This is the first time we see Gallows and Anderson here on Raw. Of course, they were the mystery team at Backlash to face Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish in that Extreme Rules matchup. And Gallows and Anderson did leave with the tag team titles, and now we see them here on Raw for the first time against Hawkins and Ryder. And with how stacked the Raw Tag Team division is, of course, Gallows and Anderson at the top of that, but we still have the likes of the Viking Raiders. Of course, as I mentioned, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Tonight will be a big win for Hawkins and Ryder if they can get the win over the Tag Team Champions here. It will put them in contention for a title shot here on Raw in the future. But it will not be easy, because Gallows and Anderson will look to prove they're nothing but a bunch of nerds who collect action figures. And they're not my words, they're the words of your tag team champions when I discussed this match with them backstage earlier tonight. And it looks like it'll be Zack Ryder and Carl Anderson starting it off. And referee rings the bell and we are underway here on Raw. And Carl Anderson starting off with a backdrop on to Ryder. And now looking for that Billy Goat's curse. He has it locked in, does Carl Anderson. Just working over the back of Zack Ryder, but Zack able to grab the foot and get out. And Zack now drops him with the forearm and makes the tag to Hawkins. Hawkins now in. But he gets cut off by Anderson, who connects with the neck breaker. And the machine gun in control for his team. Of course, the reigning tag team champions now. Carl Anderson looks to tag in the big LG. Here comes Luke Gallows, who lands that big DDT on Hawkins. And Gallows just tossing Hawkins across the ring. But Hawkins able to kick Gallows in the midsection there, and the STO sends Gallows down. Hawkins now turns things around for his team. Irish whip by Hawkins. And a big spine buster by Kurt Hawkins onto Luke Gallows. Now what has Hawkins got planned here? I don't know, because Gallows is able to push him off. And now Gallows sends Hawkins headfirst into the corner. And now Gallows makes the tag to Anderson. Gallows goes to work with those body shots. Here comes Anderson with the kick. And the splash by Gallows. And the machine gun is fired up. He's firing shots. But that just allowed Hawkins enough time to crawl across the ring, make the tag to Ryder, who drops Carl Anderson. And now Zack Ryder in. And just that gut buster by Ryder. And a big clothesline by Ryder drops Carl Anderson. And now the knee drop by Zack Ryder. And Ryder with the big neck, or working over the head and the neck there with that big maneuver. As he looks to lock into sleeper hold. Trying to wear down Anderson, but Anderson drops him with the stunner, able to break it. But Ryder able to keep things in his control. I didn't know what I was saying there. Ryder now working over him in the corner. Is he going to go for the broski boot? Woo, woo, woo. You know it, and he connects with the broski boot. Dragging Anderson out of the corner now, looks for the cover. 1, 2, and Carl Anderson able to get his shoulder up at count to 2. But Ryder is so close to putting away the tag team champions there. And now big knee lift by Zack Ryder. And a big shot across the back by Ryder to the machine gun Carl Anderson, and the chop. And now goes behind, neck breaker by Ryder. Zack Ryder has Carl Anderson where he wants him. And again with the neck breaker by Ryder. And he's setting him up. He has him in his sights. Rough Ryder. This could be it. Zack Ryder could be about to put away the Raw Tag Team Champion. But instead of the cover, he looks to make the tag to Kurt Hawkins. Zack Ryder hits his finisher, hits the Rough Rider, but instead of going for the cover, makes the tag, and now it's Hawkins in with the big backdrop on Carl Anderson. I'm not sure if that was the wisest decision. Of course, Hawkins has come in and kept things going for his team, but Ryder could have been able to put him away with the Rough Rider as Anderson hits the lariat to turn things around for his team. And now machine gun knee to the arm of Hawkins, but Hawkins with the elbows fighting back. And now Kurt Hawkins reverse suplex just drives Carl Anderson down. And now Hawkins tags in Ryder. Anderson able to make the tag to Gallows, but it's Ryder who gets the best of this exchange with the dropkick. And now just that, it's like a reverse overdrive, just dropping head across the knee. I'm not sure if I like that move. As Gallows fights back with the knee to the midsection, and then the big LG with the fall away slam. And now, big suplex by Gallows. And Gallows is saying that is just too sweet, as he sends Ryder back in off the top rope. And now the bear hug locked in by Gallows. Gallows trying to squeeze the life out of Zack Ryder, but Kurt Hawkins in to make the save and break it up for his team, keeping his partner in this. But Zack Ryder's in trouble as he just gets dropped, looking to crawl to Hawkins, and he gets there, and in comes Hawkins with the spear, and he goes to the top rope, but Gallows able to make the tag to Anderson. And Anderson catches Hawkins coming off the top rope with that big body slam. And the machine gun with the drop kick. Hawkins down in the centered ring. Ryder and Gallows both down on the outside. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Kurt Hawkins able to kick out at a count of 2. And now Hawkins sent into the corner by Carl Anderson. And now the machine gun gets reversed by Hawkins. Headlock takedown and a kick across the spine by Kurt Hawkins. And now just going to work with the chokehold. Another snapmare and another kick across the back. And a big Pele kick by Kurt Hawkins. And Kurt Hawkins is feeling it. Hawkins picks up Anderson for a big stalling suplex, and down comes Carl Anderson crashing to the mat. What is Hawkins setting up for here? Picks up the machine gun with another snapmare and another shot across the back. And then just drops him with that clothesline, does Kurt Hawkins. And a big elbow drop. Carl Anderson needs to try and make a tag here to Luke Gallows. And he reverses the drop kick. And now it's Anderson with the snapmare into the kick. The machine gun with another knee right to the shoulder of Kurt Hawkins, trying to work him over, and now connects with a big German suplex, does Carl Anderson. And another vicious shot across the back of Kurt Hawkins by the machine gun Carl Anderson. And a big Michinoku driver there by Kurt Hawkins. Now Hawkins once again picks up the machine gun. And the big STO, the big flatliner, sorry, by Kurt Hawkins, and the super kick connects. And a big bulldog by Kurt Hawkins. And Hawkins sets up Carl Anderson. Kicks in the midsection. And just drives him face first into the mat, goes for the cover. 1, 2, and that's why Gallows and Anderson are your tag team champions. Gallows sensed his partner was in trouble and in to break up the pinfall, which allows Anderson to turn things around. And TKO. Goes for the cover. 1. And this time it's Ryder in to break things up. Gallows tried to cut him off, but wasn't able to get in time. I'm guessing that was meant to be a senton. But no matter what it is, according to Carl Anderson, it's just too sweet. And big punch by Kurt Hawkins to break up that armbar, and a kick to the back. And Kurt Hawkins is feeling it, getting the WWE Universe behind him. Just waiting for Carl Anderson. putting him in his sights, but he wasted too much time as Anderson able to catch him with that running Liger bomb. And Machine Gun saying that's it, as he picks him up once again for another running power bomb, that Liger bomb by Carl Anderson, and he's again saying it's just too sweet. And now has Hawkins in trouble. Dead Valley Driver by Carl Anderson. Now Anderson picks Hawkins back up to a knee and then just kicks him in the head and sends him back down. Irish whip into the corner. And now just going to work with those vicious boots to the midsection by the Machine Gun. And now off the ropes goes Anderson, and a big boot to the head of Curt Hawkins. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Gallows and Anderson, your tag team champions, are victorious in this non-title matchup. But Hawkins and Ryder put up a big, great fight. And why is Roderick Strong and Cedric Alexander in the ring? Like, I have no idea what is going on with this game. But Roderick Strong is attacking Cedric Alexander. Cedric was in the opening match, not this tag team match. But why? I don't know why it's happening here, but Roderick Strong attacking your Cruiserweight champion Cedric Alexander. Oh, I love this game sometimes. I love that it's so broke. And Raw continues on with the glorious one. As for the first time in this universe mode, Raw is glorious. As Robert Roode, Bobby Roode, whatever you want to call him,
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
makes his way
Making its
to the
way
ring.
from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, the glorious
And Raw
Robert
is just simply glorious now. Robert Roode finally making his debut here. He has a tough challenge ahead of him, and it would be a big win for Roode if he was able to be victorious here tonight, because he does challenge the Intercontinental Champion Jeff Hardy here, of course, in non-title action here on Raw. But you just know it would be simply glorious if Roode could pick up the win on Jeff Hardy. And I would definitely put Robert Roode in the title contention for the Intercontinental Championship if he is victorious here tonight. And here comes his opponent, the charismatic enigma, the Intercontinental Champion, none other than Jeff Hardy. Of course, Jeff lost in the main event last week to Randy Orton, so that means Randy Orton will be guaranteed. Randy Orton will receive a future title shot at Jeff Hardy's Intercontinental Championship
the WWE
at some point down the line. But Jeff Hardy looking to rebound here tonight against Robert Roode, as the Intercontinental Champion now makes his way to a ring. As Jeff now makes his way around to all four corners of ringside, all four sides of the ring, to interact with his fans, his creatures. And there we see the Intercontinental Champion, Jeff Hardy, of course, winning at Backlash in that 6-man Battle Royale, last eliminating Mike Kanellis. So, of course, big Robert Roode would love to pick up a win here tonight over the Intercontinental Champion. Just like how a win over the champion last week put Randy Orton down as a guaranteed title shot, guaranteed #1 contender. Same could happen to Robert Roode. Is Roode now just going to work on Jeff Hardy with a big backbreaker, dropping Jeff Hardy across the knee, does Roode. And a big stalling suplex by the Glorious One. Now Roode picks up Hardy and brings him in with the clothesline. This has been all Robert Roode in the opening moments of this matchup. Jeff Hardy hasn't been able to get out of the gates, as Roode just goes to work on Jeff Hardy, just going to work on the Intercontinental Champion. Jeff, though, able to turn things around. And now the snapmare. And just sends him head first into the mat. Jeff works over the arm of Roode. Picking up Roode is Hardy. And Hardy with the big elbow. But Roode looks for the crossface. Crossface locked in, center of the ring. Jeff Hardy trying to crawl to the ropes. Able to roll it over and escape is Hardy. But Roode catches him. But Jeff takes him down. Now just stomping away is Jeff Hardy. Drags him to the center of the ring. But Roode rolls him up. Roode with the roll up. 1, 2. Robert Roode so close to stealing it with the roll up. So close to picking up a win over the Intercontinental Champion. And a big vicious shot. Double axe handle to the back by Robert Roode. And Roode has him up. TKO. Now Roode picks Jeff Hardy up once again. And a big clothesline to the back. And it just drops him. Does Roode with that vicious punch. And now the claw. That's just working off the shoulder of Jeff Hardy, locked in by Roode. And again, just drops Jeff Hardy, does Robert Roode. Picks him up once again. Jeff slides out the back. And that reverse DDT. Jeff drags Roode to the center of the ring. Goes for the cover. Not even on 1 count. It's going to take a lot more to keep Robert Roode down as Jeff Hardy picks him. Just drops him. Thought he was going for a powerbomb, but instead just drops him. Now Jeff Hardy getting his fans behind him as he goes to work on Robert Roode. And a big clothesline by Hardy. And an atomic drop across the knee. And vintage Jeff Hardy with the leg drop, and then follows it up with a drop kick. Robert Roode could be in trouble here. Jeff off the ropes. Big splash. Goes for the cover. 1 count only. Jeff Hardy cannot believe it. Robert Roode kicking out at 1, and now Roode back to his feet. But Jeff able to catch him off with the elbow. Kick to the midsection by Roode. And Roode now go to work with the punches. Grabs Jeff. And sets Jeff up against the ropes. And now Roode picks up Hardy. And that rope assisted suplex by Robert Roode has Jeff Hardy in trouble. And a big spine buster by Robert Roode. Just sends Jeff Hardy crashing into the mat. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Jeff kicks out at a count of 2. But Roode setting him up. What has Robert Roode got planned here? Kick to the midsection. And a glorious DDT floats over into the pin. 1, 2, 3. And Robert Roode just picked up a big victory over the Intercontinental Champion Jeff Hardy. Things have not been going Jeff Hardy's way since being crowned Intercontinental Champion. Defeat to Robert Roode here tonight, and a defeat to Randy Orton last week. Now Jeff Hardy face to face with Roode. Roode offers the hand. Jeff shakes the hand and now raises the hand of his victorious opponent here tonight. And now we continue on with Monday Night Raw with women's division action. And for the first time on Raw, we see Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss. And Alexa's looking to pick up a big win here tonight. As Bliss now makes her way to the ring. As Alexa is ready for a competition here tonight. It will not be an easy task as she goes up against the Raw Women's Champion. It's Bayley. But you know, Alexa Bliss will be focused to pick up a big win over the Raw Women's Champion, who has a lot of competitors ready to face her, and a lot of competitors who make an argument as to why they deserve a shot at Bayley's Women's Championship. Of course, Sasha Banks believes she deserves a title shot at her friend Bayley's Championship. Because after what happened in the Fatal 4-Way, where Sasha believes she could have won it if Becky Lynch didn't have Bayley into this armor. At Backlash, Sasha put away Becky, and then last week on Raw defeated Mickie James. And of course Mickie James has a case of her own as to why she deserves a shot at Bayley's Women's Championship. Because at Backlash, it was Mickie James versus Bayley with the title on the line. And the match ended in a double count out, so Mickie James feels like she deserves another shot. And a win here tonight over Bayley will put Alexa Bliss's name in the conversation as well. And we are underway in this contest. And Alexa going to work straight away, going for the eyes, because she knows that a win will put her in conversation for a title shot. As Bayley hits the Hurricane Rana. Now has the head scissors and goes to work with the elbows. Working over Alexa Bliss now is Bayley. And now Bayley looks to go to the top. And a big senton by Bayley. Now Bayley goes to work on the back of Bliss. But Bliss able to fight back with that forearm. Bliss has Bayley up on the shoulders. And brings her into the corner and just drops Bayley head first into the corner. And now Alexa just stomping over Bayley, just driving the foot across the face. And now Bliss has Bayley up for a backbreaker. And now going to work on the back of Bayley is Alexa Bliss. And now sends Bayley back in, does Bliss. Stomping over Bayley is Alexa. Oh, big jawbreaker by Alexa Bliss. And Bliss just sends Bayley down to the mat. And sweeps the leg now does Alexa. And Alexa going to work on Bayley, picking her up. What has Alexa got planned? And just going to work on the arm of Bayley is Alexa Bliss. Just drives her down with the arm whip. And now the knees. And Alexa with the moonsault with the knees as well. Goes for the cover. Bailey could be in trouble here. Bailey though, showing why she's the women's champion with resiliency. Like that, able to kick out of 2. And now Alexa sends Bailey out onto the apron. Alexa following her out. And now, oh, DDT by Alexa Bliss, planting Bailey headfirst on the hardest part of the ring. Now both women trading forms on the outside. Bailey getting the better of that exchange. And a big snap suplex by Bailey on the outside. Bliss able to turn things around. And Alexa sends Bailey back into the ring. Bailey with the forearm drops Bliss. And the hugger section behind Bailey as Bailey going to work. Has Alexa in the corner. Spear into the corner. Floats back. And Bailey hits the splash. And now sends Alexa back into the corner. Alexa looks to close her back down though, but Bailey catches her with the Hurricane Rana. Sends Alexa flying across the ring. Alexa in trouble now. As Bailey with the big suplex. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Alexa barely getting a shoulder up hard count to do. At the count of 2. Bailey now picks up Alexa. And hits the big neck breaker. And Alexa wisely rolls out to the floor. And now a bit of cat and mouse as Alexa gets in as Bailey gets out. Which allows Alexa to catch Bailey and just drives her head first down to the mat. And now Alexa has Bailey with the backbreaker. Bliss picks up Bailey, kick to the midsection. And now back to the arm goes Alexa Bliss. Alexa now picks up Bailey for a big suplex. And now just that kick across the back by Alexa. And Alexa with the forearm dropped Bailey. And now Alexa with the Hurricane Rana. And Bliss once again with the knees and follows up with the moonsault into the knees. Goes for the cover once again. 1, 2, 3. And Alexa Bliss picking up a big victory here on Raw against the Raw Women's Champion Bailey. Surely putting her name in the conversation for a future title shot. Alongside Sasha Banks and Mickie James. Alexa Bliss is another name added to the list of women here on Raw who deserve a title shot and have an argument for a title shot against that woman Bailey. And Bailey knows that she's disappointed with the defeat here tonight. And it is main event time here on Raw as we welcome the Undisputed Era to the ring. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and of course Adam Cole, baby, representing the Undisputed Era here tonight. Of course, no Roddy Strong. We don't know why Strong's not here. We don't know why Strong's not at ringside. Maybe it's got something to do with his attack on Cedric Alexander after the tag team match between Hawkins and Ryder and Gallows and Anderson. I don't know what Strong and Cedric had anything to do with that. Surely the attack would have been after Cedric's match against Sami Zayn, But this game is broke, so whatever. I love this game for those reasons. It makes it funner. And it makes for these funny moments here in Universe Mode. Just like the funny moment we had last week when Cole and Strong were scheduled to take on Alexander and Rey Mysterio. When Strong came out after the Undisputed Era attacked Pete Dunne. And then I don't even remember what happened in the tag match. It was just a cluster F. Just like Joey Janela's Spring Break. But it led to this match tonight. As Pete Dunne went and got himself some backup in Mustache Mountain as British Strong Style unite to take on the Undisputed Era. And speaking of the Bruiserweight, here he comes.
From Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds.
Of course, Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, making his way to the ring by himself. Pete Dunne, of course, is the #1 contender for Cesaro's World Heavyweight Championship after defeating Shelton Benjamin in a #1 contenders match at Backlash. And that is the reason why the Undisputed Era targeted Pete Dunne last week. Because Adam Cole feels like he should be the #1 contender for Cesaro's title. Adam Cole was disappointed that he didn't leave Backlash. In fact, none of the Undisputed Era left Backlash with gold around their waist. So they wasted no time trying to correct that, as they went straight for the #1 contender in Pete Dunne. As here come Dunne's partners. Of course, we haven't seen Tyler Bate or Trent Seven here on Raw yet, but they're here tonight. Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate,
At a combined weight of
and Trent Seven.
391 pounds, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, Mustache Mountain.
And now Bate and Seven make their way to the ring. Why do I feel like their entrances are a bit reversed? Like, why is Tyler doing Trent's entrance and why is Trent doing Tyler's entrance? My god, this game. They can't even get the entrances right. Tyler Bate pretending he's Trent Seven here tonight, and Trent Seven pretending he's Tyler Bate, because why not? My god, this game. Oh. Little role reversal for Mustache Mountain here tonight. Gee. Like, they can't even get the entrance right. Okay. Anyway, after that, it's Kyle O'Reilly starting against Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, of course, wants revenge. I still cannot believe that they didn't get the right. The roles were reversed for the entrance. Bate came out like he was Trent, as Kyle O'Reilly just dropped Pete Dunne on his head. And Trent did Bate's part of the entrance. Like, I cannot believe it. Anyway, let's just focus on the matchup at hand as Bobby Fish comes in now and goes straight to the leg with the Dragon Screw. And hopefully this match doesn't go about 45 minutes because everyone keeps breaking up everything. And if it does, I only have myself to blame for booking this match. As a big side suplex by Bobby Fish. Tag now. In comes Kyle O'Reilly. As Pete Dunne suplexes O'Reilly. And kick to the midsection. And oh, I thought he was going for the exploits, but he catches him for a powerbomb. Does Pete Dunne. And now in comes Trent 7, the leader of the Trent 7 army. Just going to work kicking Kyle O'Reilly. Of course, O'Reilly and Fish, the former tag team champions, lost the belts to Gallows and Anderson at Backlash. As now sends O'Reilly into the rope, does 7, and 7 STO into the buckle. And now rolling through into that half Boston Crab, that single leg Boston Crab, but O'Reilly able to kick off and turn over and kick off Trent 7. Now 7 though reverses the Irish Whip and sends O'Reilly off the ropes and hits him with the shoulder tackle. O'Reilly though with the takedown. And now shooting down with the takedown and those open palm strikes by O'Reilly. Trent 7 trying to cover up. And a big rolling elbow by O'Reilly. And makes the tag to Fish. And frequent tags by O'Reilly and Fish. Of course, Adam Cole not wanting to tag in just yet. Letting O'Reilly and Fish do the work as Bobby Fish just kicks Trent 7. But 7 with the knee drop across and now in comes Tyler Bate. Tyler gives a wave. As he has no time to give us a wave as he gets taken down by Bobby Fish. And now in comes Adam Cole. But Tyler Bate able to catch Cole and just sends him across the ring with the suplex and the nip up by Bate. And then just going to work with the stomps does Tyler. Of course, we know the experience of the Undisputed Era team together. But also the trio of Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate, Trent 7, and of course their tag team partner here tonight, Pete Dunne. No strangers to teaming with each other, of course. Teaming as British Strong Style together. Mostly across the European independent circuit. But they are teaming together here tonight on Raw. As Adam Cole gets out of the way and drop kicks Tyler Bate. Cole now. Irish whipping Bate into his corner, into the corner of the Undisputed Era and blowing him a kiss. As he just kissed him with a super kick. Vicious super kick by Adam Cole. And Cole just going to work with those vicious left hands. Bate trying to make his way, trying to crawl over to his corner as he makes the tag to Pete Dunne. As in comes Pete Dunne with the bicycle kick, and now it's Cole who's able to crawl to his corner and tags in Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole didn't want to be in the ring too long with Pete Dunne. And a big German suplex by Pete Dunne. Kick to the midsection. And an X-Plex just drops Kyle O'Reilly down to the mat. He goes for the cover. Kyle O'Reilly able to just get the shoulder up at a count of 2. Pete Dunne thought he'd put him away with the X-Plex. But now it's O'Reilly with the takedown, and now those open palm strikes once again by O'Reilly. But Dunne able to fight him off. And what has Pete Dunne got planned here? Oh, powerbomb. Pete Dunne with that sit-out powerbomb. And now a shot to the midsection. And now going to the eyes is Pete Dunne. And stomp across the back of the head of O'Reilly. And Dunne setting him up. A vicious forearm. And now looking to hit O'Reilly with the bitter end. Center of the ring. Hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole tried to break it up but didn't get in time. As the team of Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate and Trent 7, British Strong Style, pick up the win here tonight against the Undisputed Era. So we take a look back at some of the near falls, and here is the final fall. As you see, Adam Cole just a second too late. The British Strong Style, Pete Dunne, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate victorious here tonight in your main event. And that is all we have time for. Tune in Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. But if you're here for Raw, of course, here next Monday for more Monday Night Raw action. We'll see you then.